support, says Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at Awami League Working Committee meeting. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, distributing Public Administration Medal 2018, urges government officials to be innovative in discharging duties. Charge sheet submitted against 8 in Holy Artisan attack case. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to inaugurate 3-day Deputy Commissioners Conference 2018 starting tomorrow. Iran and US trade threats over Iranian nuclear program. And Bangladesh beat Windies in first ODI of 3-match series by 48 runs. Tamim Iqbal hits stun. Assalamu alaikum. Gulstan Ahmed welcoming you all to News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Center.
And I'm Zafar Imam with you. We have heard the headlines. Now we move on to detail. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina hinting to BNP has said hard burning has begun within the BNP leaders. At the moment, Bangladesh is marching ahead and getting dignity and honor worldwide. The Prime Minister said this in her introductory speech at a meeting of the Awami League Central Working Committee held at Ganabhavan this evening. Sheikh Hasina hinted to BNP's defeat in recent Khulna and Ghazipur City Corporation election and said they started playing blame game after failing to get response of the people in those polls. About recent cocktail blast at Rajshahi during city election campaign, the Prime Minister said BNP activists themselves exploded the cocktails and leaders now want to hold Awami League and government responsible for the incidents. She mentioned that BNP activists are experts in bombing, burning the people to death, grenade attacks and other destructive acts, and said they have proved their involvement in the heinous acts of bombing. Sheikh Hasina said all contestants in Rajshahi, Bodishal and Sylhet city elections can carry out campaign without any interruption as her party Awami League believes to have equal rights of all. The government wants to ensure equal opportunities for all the candidates so that they can carry out campaign independently, she said. The Prime Minister mentioned torching and vandalism the BNP-led allies during 2013 and 2014 and 2015 and said they killed innocent people in cool brain and destroyed public properties to foil the elections. They have history of carrying out grenade and bomb attacks and burning people to death, and it is their character, she added. The Awami League president asked her party's senior leaders to prepare election manifesto for the next election and said her government has been able to develop the country more than it had pledged during the last election. The countryman is getting the good result. Sheikh Hasina directed the leaders to prepare the election manifesto to fix up first where her government wants to take Bangladesh in future. The Prime Minister also put emphasis on taking up massive programs to celebrate Mujib Borsho during 2020-2021, marking the birth centenary of Bangabandhu and Golden Jubilee year of country's independence. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina asked the employees of the public administration to work with innovative ideas and sincerity for the welfare of the grassroots people. The Prime Minister was addressing a function on National Public Service Day and distribution of the Public Administration Medal 2018 at Osmani Memorial Hall in the capital this morning. A total of 39 government officials and 3 organizations at the national and district levels received the Public Administration Award 2018 this year. The Prime Minister said, once upon a time, government service was called a free job where one would get salary at the end of the month whether he or she worked or didn't work. But this perception is not accepted and now changed. Government employees must remember about their responsibility in doing their job as their salary comes from tax money of people, she added. The Prime Minister said the public administration should be freed from so-called red tape culture. So red tape is not used nowadays, but its cruel treatment remains, she said, adding that this cruelty must be abolished. No file on the table of an officer should remain pending, or no project should be taken which would cause useless expenditure of the government, she said. Pointing out the overall development of the country, Sheikh Hasina said her government has already started making the future plans for infrastructural development of the capital and other cities. The Prime Minister thanked the government officials for their sincere efforts to make Bangladesh a developing country from the status of least developed one within a very short time, overcoming all barriers. State Minister for Public Administration Ministry Ismat Ara Sadiq, Cabinet Secretary Mohammad Shafiul Alam and Secretary of the Public Administration Ministry Faiz Ahmed spoke on the occasion. The government has given honorary Bangladeshi citizenship to Mukti Jodha Moitri Sammanona recipient, British citizen and noted social worker Julian Francis for his contribution during the Great War of Liberation. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina handed over the honorary Bangladesh citizenship certificate to Julian Francis at Gano Bhavan this afternoon. After the function, Press Secretary to the Prime Minister Ihsanul Karim briefing the newsmen said, Prime Minister handing over the citizenship certificate extended gratitude to Julian Francis for his great role during the War of Liberation in 1971. She also thanked Julian Francis for his dedication for welfare of the people. In reply, Julian Francis extended gratitude to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and the government of Bangladesh for giving the honorary citizenship, saying it is a great honor for him. Julian Francis was honored with Mukti Jodha Moitri Sammanona Padak on 27th of March 2012. Prime Minister's daughter Saima Wazid Hussain, Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan, Principal Secretary Mujibur Rahman were present.
Visiting UK Prime Minister's trade envoy to Bangladesh, Rushanara Ali MP has said United Kingdom is committed to building strong trade relations with Bangladesh. UK Prime Minister's trade envoy said this when she called on Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at Gano Bhavan this afternoon. After the call-on, Prime Minister's Press Secretary Ihsanul Karim briefed the newsmen, said they discussed various issues, including the issue of British investment in Bangladesh. Raising the issue of Brexit, the UK Prime Minister's envoy said it will not affect Bangladesh at all. Rushanara Ali highly appreciated Bangladesh's socio-economic development under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. At the meeting, the Prime Minister said her government has planned to introduce bullet train on a number of rail routes, including Dhaka-Chattogram, Dhaka-Sylhet, Dhaka-Dinajpur and Dhaka-Borishal. Besides, the government is also going to more widen railway communication network, like constructing Dhaka to Pyra rail line, she said, adding that all these would be done with British collaboration. In this regard, Sheikh Hasina mentioned that the first British company that had introduced rail network in this subcontinent would do the works for the development of rail network. About the next general election, the Prime Minister expressed her firm confidence that all political parties would participate in the election to maintain country's democratic trend. Sheikh Hasina said the people of Bangladesh could not witness uninterrupted democracy for a long time. Speaker Dr. Shirin Shamin Chaudhry has said that Bangladesh is now a role model of development under the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. She said this while addressing a mothers' rally organized by Kumetpur Union Army League at Pirganj in Rangpur today. Dr. Shirin Shamin Chaudhry said the government has taken various initiatives for human resources development and women empowerment along with infrastructural development across the country. Earlier, the speaker distributed sewing machines among the distressed women with a view to make them self-reliant. She said it is possible to ensure women's financial empowerment by increasing their skill and ability through proper training. Later, Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhary distributed CI sheets and cash among the victims of hailstorm at Boro Alampur High School premises at Pirganj in Rangpur. Kumetpur Union Army League President Mushfaq Khan Chaudhary Fuad chaired the function, which was also attended by Advocate Hosne Ara Lutfa Dalia MP, Umme Kulsum Sriti MP and Rangpur District, Pirganj Upazila and Poro Army League leaders. Police have filed a charge sheet against 8 of 21 suspects believed to be involved in the 2016 militant attack on Gulshan's Hole Artisan Bakery, which led to the deaths of 20 hostages. The 13 others linked to the attack were killed in various security force operations. That is why they have been dropped from the charge sheet. The charge sheet has been sent after all formalities were completed, said Police Counter-Terrorism and Transnational Crime Unit Chief Monirul Islam, whose unit led the investigation at a press conference at Minto Road today. He said 6 of the living suspects are currently in prison, while 2 others are absconding. Monirul Islam said warrants have been requested for the arrest of the 2 fugitives. Health and Family Welfare Minister Mohammad Naseem said Bangladesh will send medicine for the people of Bhutan worth 20 crore taka as per the commitments of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. He said this at a program at his ministry conference room at Secretariat in Dhaka today. At the program, Mohammad Naseem handed over medicine as a token to the Bhutanese ambassador to Bangladesh, Sonam Tobden Rabgai. Health, Education and Family Welfare Secretary G.M. Saleuddin and Director General of Directorate General of Health Services Dr. Abul Kalam Azad were present. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina committed to Bhutan to supply medicine for 1 year free of cost while visiting the country in 2017. Following the commitment, Bangladesh will start supplying the medicine worth 20 crore taka in September.
Information Minister Hassanul Haqqinu has said that the country should be free from militancy, terrorism and superstition for expansion of trade and commerce. He said this while addressing a workshop on entrepreneurship in the capital today. Among others, organizer of the workshop, Iqbal Bahar, spoke on the occasion. Hassanul Haqqinu urged the youth to do something for the society inspired with patriotism. Later, he handed over crests to the youth entrepreneurs participated in the workshop. About 6,000 youths from across the country took part in the workshop. The 3-day conference of Deputy Commissioners DCs will begin in Dhaka tomorrow. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina will inaugurate the conference at Shapla Hall of the Prime Minister's Office. Cabinet Division Secretary Coordination and Reforms NM Ziaul Alam said this at a press conference at the Secretariat today. He said a total of 22 sessions will be held during the conference. Ministers, advisors, state ministers, deputy ministers and senior secretaries of 52 ministries and divisions will participate in 18 working sessions during the conference. The conference will also discuss 347 proposals submitted by DCs during the event. NM Ziaul Alam said the conference is held every year to discuss the ways of execution of different policies, guidelines, priorities of the government, as well as the proposal of field-level officials for smooth and effective functioning of the government and maintaining law and order of the country. A view exchange meeting reviewing progress of environment conservation by slaughtering sacrificial animals at the designated places during Eid-ul-Azha was held at the Prime Minister's office today with Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister Muhammad Nazibur Rahman in the chair. Information Secretary Muhammad Abdul Malik, high officials of different ministries, departments and city corporations attended the meeting. Speakers at the meeting stressed raising public awareness on slaughtering sacrificial animals at government designated places, inside houses and preventing slaughters on roadsides and open places. Speakers asked imams and maulannas to highlight adverse effect of slaughtering animals anywhere through their speeches. The meeting was told that rate of slaughtering animals anywhere is low at present compared to previous occasions. Speaking at the meeting, Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister Muhammad Nazibur Rahman suggested training for butchers and involving youth organizations with awareness creating programs in this regard.
Mayoral and councillor candidates in 3 city corporations are passing busy time campaigning as the polling date is coming closer. In Sylhet, 14-party alliance mayoral candidate Sylhet City Al-Malik President Badruddin Ahmed Kamran conducted election campaign at different points in the city today. Army Juba League Chairman Omar Farooq Chaudhary attended a workers' rally at Dorga Gate in support of Badruddin Ahmed Kamran. Sylhet District and City Juba League organized the rally. Juba League Chairman urged the people of Sylhet to cast their votes for Al-Malik candidate as he is an experienced and proven friend of the people. BNP's mayoral candidate Ariful Haq Chaudhary also conducted election campaign today. In Rajshahi, despite heavy rain, Awami League mayoral candidate AHM Khairi Zaman Biton conducted election campaign at different places in the city. BNP's mayoral candidate Musaddiq Hussain Bulbul also took part in the campaign today. In Borishal, mayoral and councillor candidates are also busy in election campaign. Awami League mayoral candidate Siranibab Sadiq Abdullah and BNP's mayoral candidate Mujibur Rahman Sawar were visiting voter houses from early morning to midnight to get their support. And now moving on to international news. US President Donald Trump and Iranian President Hassan Rouhani have traded hostile warnings amid rising tensions between the two countries. Mr. Trump tweeted that Iran will suffer consequences the likes of which few throughout history have ever suffered before if it threatened the US. Mr. Rouhani earlier said that war with Iran would be the mother of all wars. In May, the US left a deal which curbed Iran's nuclear activities in return for the lifting of international sanctions. Washington is now reimposing the sanctions despite objections from the UK, France, China, Russia and Germany, who all signed the 2015 agreement. Fourteen people have died in a blast which rocked Kabul airport shortly after Afghan Vice President Abdul Rashid Dostum returned from self-imposed exile, according to police. Dostum was unhurt in the attack on a square he had just passed through. He left for Turkey more than a year ago after he was accused of ordering his men to kidnap and rape a political rival, accusations he denies. Militant group Islamic State has said it carried out the attack. Hashmat Estanzai of Kabul police said 9 security forces members and traffic officers were among the 14 who had died, while another 60 people had been injured.
Now news and sports. A record double-century partnership between Tamim Iqbal and Shakib Al Hasan paved the way as Bangladesh bounced back from their Test series drubbing with a 48-run win over West Indies in the first ODI last night. With this victory, Bangladesh is leading the 3-match series by 1-0. Bangladesh won the toss and batted first. The visitors scored 279 runs for 4 wickets in their stipulated 50 overs at Providence of Guyana. Man of the match Tamim blasted an unbeaten 130, the highest by a Bangladeshi in ODIs against the West Indies, while Shakib weighed in 97 runs, a second wicket partnership of 207 runs. In reply, West Indies managed to score 231 runs for 9 in their stipulated 50 overs. Tiger captain Mashrafi Murtaza led the way with the ball in taking 4 for 37 runs in 10 overs. Now to end the bulletin, headlines once again. BNP trying to destabilize city corporation election environment, seeing no public support, says Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at Awami League Working Committee meeting. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina distributing Public Administration Medal 2018 urges government officials to be innovative in discharging duties. Charge sheet submitted against 8 in Holy Artisan attack case. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to inaugurate 3-day Deputy Commissioners Conference 2018 starting tomorrow. Iran and US trade threats over Iranian nuclear program. And Bangladesh beat Windies in first ODI of 3-match series by 48 runs. Tamim Iqbal hits ton.
And that was all from the newsroom at the moment. Thank you for staying with us. And we invite you to watch our 11:30 Bangla News. Until then, Khuda Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz.